Live from the 215, I'm sure you know it's been a while. Episode 52, I'm here with the 30 case. I'm Geechee. This is Wrestle Cave Podcast. What's the deal?
What up?
You already know what we're working on, bro. It's top secret. You already, you know what I'm saying? Can't get into that. But what can we get into, Casey?
Been away for a while, but we're back around. We've been making moves, y'all.
Yeah, making moves.
That's all we'll say.
Yeah, so
what's going on, man? How you been?
I've been good.
I mean,
putting
I've
people
talked.
in Geechee locks, you know,
I've
getting
talked
gay,
to you.
you know.
I mean, but
You know how it go, man.
you showed up. You put somebody in the Geechee lock, man.
Yeah, you know how it go, you know. Getting engaged, you know, Geechee surfing, you know.
Yeah.
You know, calling plays, you know what I'm saying? You know, working with my guys, my team.
That's right.
You know.
We growing this thing.
Yeah, you know, real life tag team moves going down to me and Casey and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Ow! High society for real.
Yeah, you know. Even though
There's a lot to talk about though today.
It is. So we can
let's give a little preview of what everyone can expect from today's show. So we're gonna have a little bit of everything. We're gonna have a little bit of stomping grounds just happen. I know a lot of people, WWE's numbers have been down, but I'll say just as a little preview, I thought stomping grounds was all right. Then we got a preview of the new Japan G1. It's going to be kicking off in Dallas. We're going to talk about who's in the blocks, little controversies between everybody, who we think is going to win. We got tonight, we have Best in the World, Ring of Honor, so we'll preview that. AEW Fyter Fest is tomorrow night, so we'll preview that and see who we think is going to win that. Will Ospreay and Seth Rollins, I'm sure everybody knows about this by now, the Twitter stuff. I posted a poll in our group, which had people a little divided. I said, with Rollins taking a little shot at Ospreay on Twitter, I want to know who is better right now. I already know who my vote is, but I'm curious to see what you all think. So we got a lot of votes on that. We got a lot of comments on that. And then we'll probably talk about Paul Hayman and Eric Bischoff coming back to WWE and taking over Raw and SmackDown. So we got a lot to talk about, Ace.
Yeah, let's do it. You want to get into the stats and statistics of Rollins and Will Ospreay?
You want to talk about that first?
Why not? That's the one
so
of the topics.
So obviously we saw them going back and forth on Twitter. Rollins taking shots, calling Ospreay a little guy, saying, "We already got one of you, Ricochet." He meant, "We got a better version of you, Ricochet here." But keep trying, kid. Rollins does know that Ospreay's actually like taller than him, right?
I'm not sure he knows.
They're the same height. I think they're both 6'2".
He probably was listening to his man.
And Ospreay weighs a little bit more, so I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's a little off. Yeah.
But the results of our poll, 62% of the vote, Will Ospreay beat Seth Rollins, who only got 38% of the vote. And we had a lot of comments on this, too. It was very divided, man.
We're talking about as of today.
I'm saying as of right now, yes. Yeah. But you can't, just talk about one thing. Yes, he's the Seth Rollins. You can't discredit no matter what. He's the WWE Universal Champion. He's been the WWE Champion. He's been the United States Champion, the IC Champion, Tag Team Champion. He's been Triple Crown, Grand Slam. Yeah. Man's won a Royal Rumble, a Money in the Bank.
He's done it all.
He's done it all. So you cannot NXT Champion, Ring of Honor Champion. So the man has done pretty much everything.
Yeah. Had a dope gauntlet match.
But the last 3 to 4 years since he's been in WWE, as we've seen, people have become less interested. He hasn't really been able to show what he can do consistently. I mean, we've seen it here and there in matches against AJ, matches against, like you said, in that gauntlet match, but we haven't really gotten to see it.
You can credit that to bad booking or whatever, but at the end of the day, he did a interview with Sports Illustrated a couple of days ago, and he said he's perfectly fine with his position. He's fine with his creative. He's fine with his input and and stuff that goes on with Vince. He trusts Vince McMahon. So with all that being said, all you people out there in their comments, basically saying, well, if he didn't have the shackles on, he could do this or that. Well, listen.
I agree with you. We agree with you on that, but the facts are it's not happening.
It's not happening, and the facts are he just agreed and admitted that he is happy in his position. He's happy with the creative. He's happy that where he's at, and he likes he feels comfortable with his creative. So therefore, I don't want to hear the shackles off because he's comfortable where he's at.
I think there was like a turning point here. And I'm not even saying that these two guys are the best wrestlers in the world. That's not what this debate is at all. No. This debate is not saying these two are the best wrestlers in the world. And they're up there. They're in the top.
It has nothing to do with Ricochet.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with Ricochet. It's all about these two.
Right.
So like if you look, Seth's 33 now. So 7 years ago is when Will Ospreay is now. He's 26. So when Rollins was 26, he was in NXT just winning. He won the FCW title. He was in Ring of Honor, won the Ring of Honor title. I feel like since that point, there's been a little bit of a turning point, you know? Rollins was really hot when he went into WWE. At one point in 2015, he was ranked #1 wrestler by PWI. So that's pretty huge because guys like Okada are holding that spot down now, and AJ and guys like that. But I think 2015, 2016 has been that point where we've seen Will kind of take off and become a household name because you remember 2016 was that killer fucking match him and Ricochet had at Cork and Hall.
Yeah.
That's really when people started to notice him.
Which Seth was at one of those matches.
Yes.
In the back, watching.
And then
the little guy.
Yes. And then as you see from 2015, Seth has kind of match quality. I'm not gonna say every match because obviously in there he's had some good matches. I can break down some of them a little bit later as we go through this debate here. But I just feel like since that, I feel like that was a turning point, like 2016. We've seen Will take off and Rollins kind of stay the same.
That's when Rollins came back from his injury. Correct. So he had to wrestle, a certain different type of style. We didn't know if he still can go, as good as he used to.
Exactly. And when he came back, he was like in 2017. He was doing a lot of tag matches. He was taking, and he only had about 15 singles matches, I think, that year, and they were against like Bray and Sheamus, Cesaro, Kane, Jason Jordan. And he was tag teaming with Ambrose and Jason Jordan. So he was doing a lot of tag teams when he came
once
back.
he got hot, he had to go back into the Shield, and it kind of made him play second fiddle to Roman. Exactly. So that's another reason.
He kind of got lost in their push of Roman, and then finally, again, they saw what he was and what they always knew he could be, and now they're finally letting him do that again.
Now, even now, he's facing the competition, and which, it's a big controversy between the difference. Is it a difference between go away Heat or actually Heat in general with Baron Corbin? And a lot of people feel as though Baron Corbin is bringing him down as far as the talent. And then you got Jon Moxley that left and overshadowing the whole and taking over the whole basically wrestling industry in these last 2 months. So it's kind of like a tough position to be in. But at the same time, Will Ospreay is putting on classic after classic, damn near.
And I want to go back to that year again, 2016. Yeah. So Rollins came back. He was doing a lot of the holiday tours. He was taking on Kevin Owens, Jericho, Ambrose, all those guys. And he was, I have stats here, 23 and 22 if you include all the holiday tour, like singles matches and stuff like that, non-televised matches. So in 2016, while Rollins was just getting back into it, wrestling Jericho and those guys, Ricochet was taking on Bobby Fish, who he beat for the title. He was taking on Jushin Thunder Liger, Bushi, Dave Finlay, Skrull, Ricochet, Phoenix, Zack Sabre Jr. He even took on Vader that year. That was when he had his whole Twitter feud with Vader. So that's when his name was really getting brought up, and he was taking on. He even took on Matt Riddle in Progress. Matt Riddle beat him for the Progress Championship. Ricochet again. He had faced Shane Strickland, Mark Haskins. You name it. He was facing everybody who was a name at that point on the indie scene. And then he kind of got more into Ring of Honor and being more of a staple there and being more in New Japan. And that's when he won the Super Juniors, if you remember.
Yeah.
For the first time.
Right.
But I felt like that year was kind of a turning point for both of those guys. And since then, Seth was, like you said, kind of lost in the shuffle, tag teaming with everybody
just
for
declining,
a year.
basically.
And he was, I wouldn't say declining, I would say plateauing because he always had the ability. And when he was wrestling, he was doing what he could do, but it was not what we all know he's even more capable of.
I know me.
That makes any
sense. To see where he was at as a heel and the level that he got to, and then they brought him back as a face and then had him cut a heel promo, and then they dropped the ball and put out a documentary that'll make you love him, but had him on TV like you hated him. And then when he finally turned face, it was a struggle at first, and he had to catch on. He didn't really catch on until they forced and put him on the cover of WWE, which is arguably they should have said it was other people's years. I can't remember who. I can't remember if it was AJ Styles or somebody else that was more deserving of that cover when he came back, but he kind of like argued that he wanted the spot. They put him on the cover. The Burn It Down commercial came. The Burn It Down stick started to happen, and he started to get momentum again, and that's when it started to be on the up and up. That's why to me it kind of seemed like a decline. You know what I mean? But I never argued the fact that he can't go. I'm a Seth Rollins fan. I created the term Seth to the death. I wouldn't be watching wrestling if
he's had some of the biggest moments in wrestling too. When he cashed in the Money in the Bank against Roman and Brock. Like I'm not discrediting him.
We're not
at all. It's just like when we get into it and you hear a lot of people discrediting. On the other hand, Will Ospreay and saying he's a flavor of the month.
Yeah.
That's an uneducated statement to say that Will Ospreay is a flavor of the month. You just don't know who he is, and you don't watch New Japan, and that's okay.
Yeah,
well, that's okay.
No, it's not okay.
Well, no,
don't debate
it's okay to say that you don't watch it, but don't try to debate it because you know me. I don't speak on anything I don't watch myself.
Thank you.
I'll never. That's why in these groups I'll post something. And I won't always comment on other people's stuff because I don't know necessarily all that they're talking about. I don't make an educated.
Do I comment on Ring of Honor?
Not enough. Like when you do watch the events, you do, but you don't watch a lot of them, so you don't really.
And I paid enough money to know that the product is not what it used to be, and it could definitely do a little bit better. But I still don't bring it up. Yeah. Do I talk about?
We'll get into that. Yeah,
I'd never talk about Impact.
No, you never talk about it.
Exactly. So
I can't even get you to go to a goddamn show, man.
Don't fucking debate me on fucking Ring of Honor if you don't watch it. If you're telling me that Will doesn't tell, New Japan. If you're telling me that you don't watch, or if you're telling me that it's about story, it has no storylines, it's just a bunch of flippy shit. He's the flavor of the month. You clearly don't watch Will. It's a lot of stories. Some of the best storytelling in the world has happened.
So this is why people think he's flavor of the month. So in 2019, everybody's beloved Dave Meltzer star ratings. I'll break down 2 of their matches. So this is pick and who's this? 5.75 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, 4.75, 4.75, 4.75, 4.75, 4.75, 4.75, 4.5, 4.5, 4.25, 4.25. It goes on from there. That's Will Ospreay just in 2019. And a lot of that's a G1, but he's taken on Shingo Takagi,
which was like my match.
That one. Like Takagi's had some of my favorite matches in this year alone because his opening night match against Sho was phenomenal.
Yeah.
This match against Will was phenomenal.
Yep.
He's been in a lot of good matches himself too, Takagi. So I'm excited about him being in the G1 too.
Yep.
But he's taking on Takagi, Bandito, Dragon Lee, Bushi, Pac twice, Jay White, Bandito again. He's taking on El Phantasmo, Robbie Eagles, Taguchi.
Which he has a match coming up.
That's all this year. And then he's also taking on Okada and I already said Bandito, Shingo, all them, but
and he got Robbie Eagles again, like coming up. Yep. So like that's and the story that they're telling on YouTube for New Japan has been pretty dope, pretty amazing.
And then I posed the question: so if in ring right now, it's Ospreay put on 2 classics days apart from each other, and I seriously wanted to know this. It wasn't me being sarcastic. I wanted to know like what is Seth Rollins' best match. You know what I mean? And I said I wanted to know for people who are voting for Seth because like I can count numerous matches that Will Ospreay has had.
But they're going to say, because he can have the freedom to do whatever. Seth opened his mouth and say he has control. He has control. He feels his creative, and he trusts Vince McMahon. So those matches are credible.
And the other reason, on the other hand, of why people are saying Will over Rollins right now is because if you look at what Rollins is doing right now, facing Corbin, Brock, Lashley,
and that
was
match
good, but
that Brock match was underwhelming as fuck.
His match against AJ was phenomenal.
It was.
He had a couple good matches with the Shield, but again, it's not him one-on-one. It's all of them. So
you haven't really done anything, Seth, in 2019.
And it's not like his
disrespect.
fault, and I'm not shitting on him. It's just unfortunate that he can't get.
Another thing, what title is more prestigious? The the junior heavyweight belt that Will is carrying, or is it the universal belt? Because that was a whole nother conversation in itself.
Legacy-wise, you have... Unfortunately, I know a lot of people don't want to hear it. Okay, here, let me break something down for people.
Please.
New Japan is not an independent company.
No.
They are a promotion in another country that's not in the United States. That doesn't make them independent.
And they're selling out.
That does not make them independent. They have a lot of guys that are only contracted to their promotion that don't go wrestle other places. Yes, they are in working with Ring of Honor. They sometimes work with Ring of Honor. That's not... Like they're still contracted to New Japan and wrestle for New Japan.
Yep, they've been around since the 80s, maybe longer.
Longer than that, and it's not. It's just stupid for when I hear that shit. You know what I mean? Even Will Ospreay says he's done with the independents. He said he's done with the indies because he wants to focus on New Japan. He said it himself.
And he won't even wrestle with AEW if they don't cut a deal with New Japan. So
Exactly.
I went back and forth with somebody the other day about that, about the whole independent thing.
Why exactly? Why do you think there's a thing here where AEW can't work with New Japan right now? Because they're working with Ring of Honor. Because it's a major fucking promotion. It's not an independent promotion. Yeah. You know what's an independent promotion? Fucking Delaware.
Beyond Wrestling. Yeah. Delaware, whatever wrestling is funny as shit.
I don't know, like. I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, people get it fucked up. People think in their mind that if you're not signed to WWE, you're automatically indies, and that shit pisses me off.
Which for some promotions, yes, it's true.
Yeah, but not
New Japan. I'm sorry, it's not true.
And a no belt that got booed 3 years ago when it debuted is fucking more prestigious than a title that's been around since the fucking 80s or 70s. No, the lineage and the history is it's completely different. Let alone the match qualities that the current champion is having, especially with the current champion that's going on now.
It's been around since '86, and it has a strong history. I just think the legacy and the amount of years it's been around, you can't just automatically say that the Universal Championship is better because it's in WWE. That doesn't mean anything to me.
Doesn't mean shit.
That's like saying the 24/7 Championship is better than the fucking Junior Heavyweight Champ. No, it's not. Right. That's literally what that's like. And it's if people are saying that, if that's their reason because it's in WWE, that's like if you try to tell me the 24/7 Championship is more prestigious than the Junior Heavyweight Championship, I would laugh in those people's faces. That's kind of like
I can agree that 24/7 title is the best title right now, right? The most entertaining title on WWE.
Yeah, I mean, look at the names of people that have held this title: Sabu, Jushin Thunder Liger, the Great Sasuke, Ultimo Dragon, El Samurai,
Finn
Balor, Tiger Mask, Jado. Fuck him. Fuck him. Taguchi, Tiger Mask, Low Key. I can go on Marufuji, Prince Devitt, Ibushi, Low Key, Marty, fucking Bushi, Kushida, Takahashi, Will, Marty, like
everybody,
Dragon Lee, Ishimori,
come on, dog.
Kenny fucking Mega, Kenny held. If you remember, Kenny held it for a little bit.
Stop it, just stop me.
Kenny held it twice.
Y'all kill me with this.
So fuck
WWE
off,
shit.
man.
This WWE mark shit gotta stop, man. I'm sorry, and that's what it really is, man. That's really it. Discredit shit just because it's not WWE. And people keep talking about casuals. You want to know the thing about casuals? The thing about casuals are...
I'll say this. On the other flip side. I will say the WWE... I would say the WWE title is more prestigious to me than the Junior.
Yeah.
So I'm not being a fucking hater here on WWE.
Yeah. But not the rest.
But the Universal's been around for 5 fucking years?
And every title reign has been cursed for the most part. So...
Yeah, I mean... It's been
rough.
Yeah. We had Finn, which cursed right off the bat. Then Vacant held it twice. Greatest champ of ever probably. Yeah. Brock's held it twice. Roman's held it once. Goldberg once. Kevin Owens once. And now Seth's had it. Brock had it for over 500 days. So it's like
trash.
It was whatever.
And the thing about the casuals are, if they get on, if they fill another product and it's actually good, like AEW is or New Japan, guess what? They're going to jump ship. It's going to happen. It's already happened.
And I feel like I have to say something because I don't know why it's always like if I say something good about New Japan or if I say something good about Ring of Honor or AEW, it's like I hate WWE. It's really fucking not. I want WWE to do good. I feel like everybody has made this mission statement because like people just fucking think if you talk good about it. I like wrestling. Mm-hmm. Period.
That's facts.
Period.
Casey, where did you spend the majority of your time WrestleMania weekend?
I was at WrestleMania. I was at TNA. I was at Evolve. I was at Raw, so I was all over the
You
fucking
would go
place.
all over the place. You watch any type of wrestling.
Yeah.
Casey who watch wrestling. If they got beer, they'll watch wrestling.
I've been to NXT. I can run down the fucking shows I've been to over the past just 2 years alone. I went to fucking Chicago, saw Progress show where the boys were there, the Big Strong Boys, British Strong Style. Riddle was there. Walter was there, like all the guys before they came over. I wanted to see them before they made their jump over. Like,
what do you think? Pause on that. Since you brought on Riddle, what do you think about Booker T comments on Riddle?
I didn't really see the comments, so I don't know.
He basically said he just needs some work. He needs.
That's fine. Everybody needs work though.
Yeah.
Nobody knows everything in wrestling. Like I'm sorry, like Riddle's good. Riddle's really good, but there's some styles he can't do, and there's probably some styles he's not as good as defending against. So and Booker, and I respect Booker because he trains people in wrestling. Yeah. He has his own school, and his character that he plays on TV is the farthest thing from his actual like wrestling mind. If you ever listen to his podcast or any interviews with him, so I do respect him. But of course, like everybody needs some work still here and there. I mean, they're still young, you know what I mean? He's only been wrestling for 3-4 years. He was in UFC before that, so yeah, of course.
Yeah. Do you think it's because of his comments towards Goldberg has anything to do with that? Just him picking on.
It could. I can't speak on Booker T's perspective from it and what he's saying, but I could see that sticking up for his kind of guy, his WCW guy.
What is your definition of heat, Casey?
My definition of heat would be, it doesn't have to be good, it doesn't have to be bad. It's just anything that can get a rise out of the crowd and get them interested in you, whether it is a good way or it's a bad way. Something that just you get the crowd invested, whether they're booing you out of the fucking building, not because of just your presence, but because of what you're saying or doing. But I just think anything that can get a rise out of the fans and get them invested in you, whether it's positive or negative.
So who would you say is the biggest heel right here, right now?
In wrestling?
In WWE.
In WWE? I would have to say Daniel Bryan.
That's interesting.
Daniel Bryan can get his own hometown to boo him, but at the same time they're cheering his name too. You know what I mean? Daniel Bryan can get people invested in him, whether he's a face and has everyone in the fucking building chanting yes, yes, yes. Everyone basically putting him in a WrestleMania match that he was never planned to be in. Whereas now, even on the opposite side, where he was a heel, putting the belt on him because he's such a good fucking heel. And they put the tag team titles on him because they know how much money he draws and how good he is and what he says on the mic. He's that heel that what he says is true, and that's why you hate him. Because you don't want to believe it. You know what I mean? This whole recycling thing. It's like, yeah. Fuck you, man. We know. We don't want to do that though. We don't want to recycle. No. Right. It's like he's making you feel bad about yourself, and you know it's true, but you hate him for it. You know what I mean?
Now, who's number 2 on your list?
As far as in WWE?
In WWE. Is it Shane or is it Baron?
I would put them both right there because Shane is getting to the point where it's kind of getting where no one even wants him to be there anymore.
Like where Baron is?
I'm the other way with Baron. Baron's not that bad with me.
Yeah.
So Shane's just getting overexposed. It's kind of getting pretty bad where
if you were talent in the locker room and Shane is getting all this TV and all this push, would you, and he not even quote unquote a wrestler, would you feel some type of way about that? Do you think that will fuck up? Because I hear there's a lot of backstage morale that's down. Do you think that could be one of the issues?
If I was a guy like Andrade or if I was a guy like Finn Balor, I would be kind of pissed. Because they have put on phenomenal matches. Fucking Finn was a former Universal Champion. Andrade is probably one of the most rising stars they have, in my opinion. He could be a superstar if they would let him be. Right. I don't know what they're waiting for, to be honest with you. He has the looks. He's got the charisma. Zelina with him on the mic. I mean, he doesn't really need to talk that much. He's a good-looking guy. He can back it up in the ring. We saw his 5-star match against Johnny in NXT TakeOver. We've seen him put on really good matches with Bray on SmackDown repeatedly. Even him and Finn have had a couple good matches, so I don't really know. If I was those type of guys, I'd be a little pissed. Maybe not pissed, but I'd be like, well, why is he getting all this, and I've been here working my ass off. I'm here every night.
Yeah. And speaking of that, Aleister Black, someone has finally answered the door for Aleister. Who do you think that person is?
Shh. It's the best kept secret. Buddy Murphy.
You think so?
I do think so. I think they're going to try to, like...
Oh, do what they did before. Because they were tearing shit up.
They've been... Yeah, I was going to say, apparently they've been working together. I think that what they're going to try to do is build both of them at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why Buddy's been off TV so long, but maybe this is why.
Who else been off TV while we're on the topic? Just in general.
A lot of fucking people.
I know, it's crazy, right?
Until recently, Nakamura.
Yeah.
Rusev, but I heard Rusev asked for time off, so...
Yeah.
Till recently, the club.
Yeah. Asuka
and Kyrie still. I thought they were supposed to have a match with the Iconics months ago. Like a month ago.
The title reign is trash.
Yeah.
Who else has been?
They're entertaining.
Who else been going? It's been a lot. It's been a lot of people going. It's fucking crazy.
I would like to get into... Look, let's jump all... Do you want to stick with WWE or you want to jump all over the place a little bit?
We can do whatever the fuck we want, Casey. We're back.
You didn't watch any of Stomping Grounds, right?
No.
I did, and I thought the entire pay-per-view was good. I thought they lost a lot of people in the last two matches, though. Surprisingly, like the matches before, I went into it with no interest at all, to be honest with you.
That's how you had to watch WWE at this point.
Well, no, even more than like usual. Like I had no interest in it. Because there was no build. The matches were rematches of the last 3 months of TV, of WrestleMania, of the Super Showdown, of all these other pay-per-views we just seen. So the only match I was really looking forward to was Ricochet and Samoa Joe, and that delivered. Didn't disappoint there. Ricochet won, and he really got beat up in that match, and I liked it. And I liked... So the next night, I know a lot of people, including you, were bitching that he lost to AJ.
Yes.
I don't think it was as bad as people are saying, because they could have done a better job of telling the story, but if you listen in commentary, they did mention how Samoa Joe really beat him up. They should have mentioned it a lot more if you really want to tell that story, and if that's why AJ's beating him. But I think they also were doing that to set up a match for Extreme Rules.
The thing that really pissed me off was the fact that the matter is, for one, it's like, all right, we have WrestleCade, right? We have Trap. We have other wrestling things going on. We're not going to speak about. These are all separate brands. It's our job to get all these brands over.
Yeah.
So why do y'all announce that Ricochet won his first gold when he was...
You're not the only one mad at this. I'm kind of mad about it too.
See what I'm saying? Which is the Velveteen Dream is holding it right now.
I think what they mean by this, because sometimes they do say it, but I feel like they're thinking of it like NXT, and then when they say WWE, they mean Raw and SmackDown. That's what I feel like they mean, but it's still like, I don't know.
They're
not going to win either way, I don't think.
It just counters what they accomplished.
Because they can't say on the main roster. You know what I mean? His first title on the main roster. I mean, they could word it better, like his first title since joining Raw.
Exactly.
That's something like that.
That's all it takes. But to discredit...
I think what they're trying to go with is WWE, Raw, and SmackDown. Because they can't say main roster. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just to the point
being called up.
Yeah, it
sounds bad.
It sounds bad, and it just sounds like you're discrediting that title that actually means something. It means a lot on the hottest brand in NXT. So y'all made it a thing where y'all announced Asuka's reign. Y'all made it a thing where you announced Finn as his reign, and then
bring up the 4 horsewomen all the time.
You bring up the 4 horsewomen all the time, and it's just now it gets to Ricochet, and you just say, oh, he wins his first WWE gold.
Yeah.
But SP3 always says, NXT is not a company, it's a brand under WWE.
Yeah.
So when you say
I don't disagree with any of that.
So when you say, so that pissed me off, and then the fact of the matter is, I remember Todd Dillinger basically was saying that credibility, even when you lose, the credibility. So my thing is just if you beat Samoa Joe and then you beat AJ Styles the night before, you have a certain amount of credibility to go with that, to go with being champion. I've never been a fan of champions losing, especially when they first get the title. And you call me old school, whatever, but when I used to watch Rock, when I used to watch Triple H, when I used to watch Austin back in the day, they weren't taking L's like that. And if so,
it actually would have made more sense if the club stayed out there and cost Ricochet the match.
Yeah, why can we not?
Because that's more of the shit that we would be doing back in the day.
I was going to get to that also.
We'll get to
what
that.
the fuck are they doing?
I just want to wrap this up with Stomping Ground. So Becky versus Lacey. Becky beat her with the disarmer. It wasn't a bad match.
It wasn't bad. It's a little
sloppy. It's Becky. I didn't notice it until somebody called it out that she was like basically calling the match.
She was
Lacey
because Lacey was like, fucking.
Lacey's still really green.
Exactly.
She's still really green. Like but she's doing all right. But like this, she shouldn't be thrust into this.
Good
she shouldn't be thrust. Yeah. She definitely is. Like this little part she had when she takes out the handkerchief and is like wiping her sweat off and then tries to put it in Becky's mouth and Becky turns around, puts it in her mouth. Like, that's great. Like, she does little things that other people don't do anymore.
I love the heel work, but
she still needs work.
You can't be calling out the fucking match. You're exposing the business.
Yeah. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn was fucking against the New Day. It was really good. Really good match.
They weren't holding back. It seems like Kevin wanted to do some shit. He came out, had like 3 super kicks. Yeah,
they started off really good. I don't think they were holding back that much.
No. They didn't slow pace. None of that. They got right to it. Yeah, that's all.
Well, you don't see that. He took out Big E, and then they just started pounding on Xavier Woods. Super kick, Blue Thunder Bomb, Senton, Frog Splash, all those.
I like the fact that the matches didn't seem like the matches I did see. They weren't drawn out. It was boom, boom, boom.
Yo. All right, so, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn won that one. Here's my hope. New Day, yes, awesome. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, start calling them a fucking tag team. Because you're not doing anything with them as singles. And they're losing every time they're singles. So let them be a tag team, be in the tag team division, and fucking win.
Yeah, build your tag teams up.
Give them credibility, your favorite word. Then you don't have to have 4 guys keep going back and forth from Raw to SmackDown every fucking week. Anyway, because the next match was actually pretty damn good. The world's tag team champions, the planet's tag team champions, Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan, had actually a pretty damn good match with Heavy Machinery.
And they got over even.
And I'm not a big fan, but 2 nights in a row, Heavy Machinery did really, really good work.
Yeah.
3 nights in a row. Weren't they on Raw too in that 8-man tag? You don't know. You don't know. I'm pretty sure they were because there was an 8-man tag on Monday and Tuesday. Yeah. And Heavy Machinery's been doing their thing. It's because they're featuring Otis a lot, and Tucker's been doing a lot of high flying stuff. Like he did a splash onto the outside, and then he did a moonsault that Daniel Bryan rolled out of the way of. But they were doing really good at showcasing spots for these guys.
And that's how you do it. They got credibility in losing.
And then even Bayley and Alexa Bliss was really good. I don't mind that they're going to have a rematch. I don't mind that.
I didn't watch it.
Their match was pretty good. Even Roman and Drew was good, but like I don't think Roman should be beating Drew like twice.
Here we go.
We're discrediting Drew.
Yeah, credibility. You want to keep the heel shit going on?
Because then it doesn't really. Because then you have a even more. Because all right, let's say Drew beats Roman, right? Then the next night on Raw it makes more sense that the Undertaker shows up.
Yeah.
Because Roman beat Drew already. So, like, 2-on-1, he don't really need the Undertaker because he knows he could beat Drew. He knows he could beat Shane, too. Shane's only winning with help.
Up again?
And
besides ticket sales?
And why is Undertaker showing up to help a guy who should have retired him pretty much?
Yeah, I'm confused with that. And that's where credibility and logic lies. And if you're searching for logic in WWE, you're not going to get it. So I just give up on that. So that's why I had to call it a space. But back to the word about the credibility thing, like you said, with Rick, I was upset about that. As far as why, I don't even know where AJ came from, why he was even facing Ricochet, and AJ really didn't need that.
Well, I'll tell you why he was facing him. So after Ricochet won the match, they did a backstage thing with AJ and the club, and it was actually pretty cool because Ricochet was doing like the pictures, like taking pictures with the title and everything, and then the club walked up to him and like tried to too sweet him, and he like didn't too sweet him, and then AJ was like, "I'll see you tomorrow night." And then they walked out, and then they made the match.
And you didn't make him lose clean instead of bringing.
I like that they put that in the fucking main event though, because like they've been putting shitty matches. Let's be real, they haven't been putting on. I'm not mad at that for months now.
I'm mad at you made it a thing with the club, and then the club wasn't out there to get involved. And
they were out there, and then they kicked them out.
But
then that's another story for another time. I think they should have kept that, but then. All right, last 2 things. This is where I thought they lost a little bit was Kofi and Dolph. Kofi won by like jumping out of the cage, like literally jumping out of the cage, which I thought was good. And then Seth versus Corbin. I mean, too many. It was pretty drawn out with Lacey. It was too drawn out for me. Like, do a couple things, but like she just kept going and going and going and going, and I don't really like the whole Seth and Becky thing.
I don't either. It seems weird. It seems like
it's
they're
cringy.
besties.
It's cringing. It's cringing for me. Because what if they break up like 2 months from now? They're gonna look back and be like, "Oh, I don't want to fucking look back at that shit." Like, you know what I mean?
I don't understand it.
I don't really like that.
I think they think that people want it, and that's not what we want.
Well, I'm hoping that these guys they're bringing in, good segue here, Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff, can hopefully
I don't know if
steer us away from that a little bit.
I don't know if I have that much faith in Eric Bischoff, but I'm gonna be optimistic about it.
I have faith in Paul because Paul's been working
good
with
with Paul.
Brock. He's already been working with Heyman. Apparently he's been with Ronda. Apparently he's been doing Alistair's stuff too. So Paul's at least there all the time doing all this stuff. Bischoff even has said he hasn't watched it. He keeps up with it like through reading it and stuff, but he doesn't watch it.
Eric Fox is not too happy with that or the ratings or the numbers.
Yeah, I would have put and I'm sure they had a guy right under their nose, Triple H.
Duh.
Who needs it more right now, SmackDown or NXT? Who really needs Triple H more right now?
Fucking SmackDown.
Exactly.
They need Triple H on Raw.
Triple H has all his
everything.
guys down there that can run it for him while he's away.
Triple H needs to handle everything.
Yeah.
Period.
Triple H can run fucking SmackDown.
And Raw. And Raw. And NXT.
Yeah, right. I'm interested, though, to see Paul because when Paul was running SmackDown back in the day, it was really good.
Yeah.
Like, that's when you had the SmackDown 6.
Yeah.
Like, all those guys back then. Like, and he was a commentator at the same time, too. So he could also sit there and tell the story that he's also writing. He could tell the story that he wants to portray. Whereas you have to rely on Vince and 3 other freaking people to hopefully get what you're talking about. And meanwhile, it's not matching up to what's going on in the ring. I think now, I'm just hopeful that it's different. You know what I mean? I'm glad they're trying different things, whether it be the commercial break stuff, the wrestling in between the commercial breaks, the 2 out of 3 falls, the elimination matches, you name it right now. I'm at least they're trying something different, which they haven't done for years, which is good. You know what I mean? They're trying. I don't know how you feel about these 2 out of 3 elimination wrestling, like between the commercial break stuff. I'm just happy they're trying stuff that's different.
Here's the thing.
That's all I'm happy about.
I don't like it because
I don't either, but
I'm gonna tell you why. Somebody was there and they were wrestling and then they stopped.
Yeah,
and then when they came back, somebody came out. I forget who they said came out. And then when the commercial came back, they started fighting again. Like, come on.
Well, yeah, Kevin Owens and the Revival and people have been cutting promos during commercial breaks in between the matches and stuff like that. It's just awkward. Like, you don't need... Like, here's the thing. Just don't have a 5-minute entrance and then go right to a commercial as soon as the match starts. How about do the entrances during the fucking commercials?
Or fucking when wrestlers have a spot to where they're down and they're out and they're trying to gather themselves.
Don't go to a commercial.
Yeah, vice versa. And when you do go to a commercial, don't have them pause. Don't have them stop what they're doing. Because that's what happened. Someone was there and said the match was going on. They stopped. And everybody was like, well, what the fuck is going on? And then that's when they went to the commercial. And then when the commercial came back, they started fighting again. That's not real.
I can't stand that.
That's not... Have them continue doing what they're doing. Period. Like, I don't
work out a deal where some parts of the night you get 20...
Oh, what happened to the split screen?
No, how about... Because Raw's 3 hours, right? Work out a deal with you where USA where at like 2 points in the night you have 25 minutes so you can put a tag team match for 25 minutes. Like, you know what I mean? Like... Work out a deal with them, and then a commercial break the next time will be longer. Like it's not that big of a deal.
Exactly, it's super easy.
Like I mean, I'm sure it's harder than that. Like to negotiate something like that, but like try that. I don't know.
Cut matches shorter and give people, give people slots, and then we can go to a backstage segment and go to another match or whatever.
The 2 out of 3 falls is okay if there's a point to it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like Kofi and Dolph there's kind of a point to it. They've wrestled so many times, but then you have Elias and Miz, 2 out of 3. If you put 2 on the same night and one makes no sense, we're just doing it for commercial reasons, and everyone knows that. You can't do that. It looks bad, and everyone knows that. It breaks up the continuity of the show, the momentum that you have riding.
Yeah.
And like you said, for people there, it's probably really weird. You don't know what's going on.
It's a mind fuck. Another thing I would add to that is I feel like you should do the split screen. Whatever happened to the split screen thing, where the commercial was going on, but you
do
can
it
still
on
see the match.
SmackDown.
Why not do it on Raw? It makes no sense.
I don't know why either. They got 3 hours.
Just
They
do
can
it
do
on
it. Do it
Raw.
for 2 of the matches.
Do it on Raw. Like, it's not that serious. But instead,
Well,
you
that's
make
the
people
thing,
stop.
because like every match doesn't need to be 10, 20 minutes, but like if you have women coming out and their entrances are longer than their match, you're doing something wrong. You know what I mean? If you have 9 minutes in between commercial to commercial, have them come out before when you're during a commercial. Like, the people have seen it enough. We don't need to see them come out every time, you know? Do you really need to see Naomi's entrance every time? Do you really need to see Finn Balor's entrance every single time?
Yeah.
It's for the people there. The people there want they go there to see that. You know what I mean? If I'm seeing it every week on TV, I don't need to see it every week on TV. So break that up a little bit. Have that happen during the commercials. That way you're not standing around and having people confused during a commercial break. And every match doesn't need to be 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
God, you have the most talented roster you've ever had.
Yeah, listen. Vince is only concerned about one thing. It's not Raw, it's SmackDown. So that's clearly.
What are your feelings? So I'm with you on Bischoff. I don't know how to feel. The one thing I will say is he has always tried to be different. He has a lot of good things he did, but at the same time, he has a hell of a lot of bad things.
I'm indifferent with that, but I'm open to hearing what's going on, and then if it's something that I will pick up and start watching again, I will start watching again. But there's nothing on there right now that makes me watch the product other than Bray Wyatt, and I want to get into that with you right here, right now. Let's break down, as he has the Wyatt Gym shirt on. Let's break down.
Let's pull up our pants.
All of the.
Let's do the Muscle Man dance right now.
Let's just break down all of the vignettes they were shooting.
Okay.
From the beginning, and then I'll get into my theory later. What was your first initial reaction to the Bray Wyatt?
I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it. I thought it was exactly what he needed. It was something different. It's him. It's clearly something that he created and has been working on for a while, I think. It's a lot of stuff that he's tying in for people who have been paying attention. You know what I mean? The house burning down, the buzzard, Abigail the witch, Rambling Rabbit. It's like different incarnations of himself. You know, like for all the people that have been watching, he's actually giving us a reason to have watched and struggled through all that shit. We can actually break it down now.
Yeah, all the shit that went wrong.
So that's why I love it.
And then his cryptid tweets that he was doing on top of that. What was your initial reaction when he first showed, I guess it's the Finn? The Fiend. The Fiend.
I was just like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, they let that shit happen, right?
I liked
the
it, though.
mask is amazing.
Because it is like, there's so many ways you, like, if you think about it, is it in his mind? Is the Fiend his alter ego? Is all this really happening? Like, is it only a certain time when he can become the Fiend? Is he the Fiend in his mind? Is he really going to wrestle as the Fiend? Is he going to wrestle as fucking Mr. Rogers? Like, what's he going to do? There's so many unanswered questions.
And he said the key,
and that's why I like it.
His real name, Wyndham. That's the key to it all. So we don't even know.
Yeah.
And to even now see once he left the fun house and you see the different dolls in the back, whether it's on SmackDown or it was on Raw.
Mercy show up, Abigail.
It's very, very great how they telling this story. And you know he made his debut July 8th, and you know July 8th is coming up. That's a Monday. So I'm thinking
that would be big.
I'm thinking he's showing up.
That would be big.
And he's coming back. But he has to come back as
the Fiend.
He has to come back as the Fiend. He should always wrestle as the Fiend.
I hope that... Well, now with Hayman, hopefully Hayman can come up with something good for him to debut as. He was always good at writing people in to debut in good spots.
Me personally, I want to see him. I want to see him knock on Alistair's door.
I would like that too. That would be really interesting. But I don't know. Who do you think he feuds with first? You go
outside of Alistair?
There's a couple of reasons why I think Buddy Murphy. Buddy Murphy tweeted out knock knock, and then WWE put out a poll of who do you think answered the call, and there were 4. It was like Randy Orton, Big Show, someone else, and Buddy Murphy. So I was like, oh, they're acknowledging Buddy Murphy's on the roster. It's Buddy Murphy. That's why I picked Buddy Murphy.
And then Buddy Murphy,
tweeted
before he got on the before he was on television, before he had a run with the cruiserweight title, him and Alistair were tearing it up down at NXT house shows. So that's definitely he's definitely high on my list. He probably is who is the one that knocked on the door. But the way the door knock was, how aggressive it was, it made me feel as though it could be Bray Wyatt.
I hope it's somebody good. Because if it is Buddy, I know that they can put on classics in the ring.
I would love to see
Bray,
the promos between those two go back and forth, and how they could tell that story, and how he walks around with demon on his back, and then Bray has demons in his mind. But they're now it's not even a question if it's in his mind, because they left there and they actually are seen and on SmackDown and on Raw. So now it's reality now. So now the Fiend is in. I keep saying the Fiend is a Fiend.
The Fiend.
I keep fucking up this. I gotta start watching The Fiend again. The Fiend is he just like the other characters? Can he appear on Raw and SmackDown now? That is the question that I have, and I can't wait until the 8th. I might actually watch.
He can come back whenever, wherever, do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he's the hottest thing, and that's how you build a superstar. He's the hottest thing outside of R-Truth and the 24/7 title. He's the hottest thing on Raw right now. He hasn't been in the ring in I don't know how long.
It's been quite some time.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready to get out of WWE and get into
yes.
some other stuff here?
Yeah.
Let's go in order here. Where you want to break down AEW Fyter Fest that will be tomorrow?
Yes.
All right.
It's tomorrow. Did you see that vignette of
which one? I've watched them all. So.
With John Mox and
Joey Janela.
How he was just hearing Joey Janela. He was getting pissed off. Oh, it was so fucking good.
Oh yeah.
So good how they shoot shit and how they do things, tell their stories. What do you feel about while we're talking about John Mox? What do you feel about Seth Rollins' comments towards John as far as he took his ball, went home, he's wearing his big pants now. He's being a big man, big guy now.
He is being a big man now. He's a bigger name than he's gonna. Whose name blew up Twitter by going to AEW?
Arby's just put
John Moxley.
A post about John Moxley.
Like, who's fucking helping AEW change the world? John Moxley. Say what you want, Seth. They're doing something your company is not, and that's generating buzz.
And he almost fucking died, and he done everything that was given to him. So for you to say that he took his ball and went home like he's fucking Austin, and he didn't want to lose. He
tried. He did it the right way. He wrote out his contract. Yeah. He tried.
That's bullshit.
He didn't. He did leave, and he left on his terms. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Take his ball and go home. He just went elsewhere and became a bigger fucking name.
He did what anyone else would do. He didn't like his job, so he went and got another job.
Yeah. And he didn't shit on the business.
What?
He told his story from a perspective.
When you go get another job, you look for a better job that's going to let you personally grow. That's what he did.
And he didn't. I don't feel like he shitted on the business. I feel like he kept it all the way 100 as far as creative is concerned.
Yeah.
But he also put the business over and said if it wasn't for that place, he wouldn't have met his wife and experienced all the things he experienced. So I don't understand. But, I guess it's a little bittersweet moment for Seth. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
All right, are you ready to break this down?
Yeah.
AEW Fyter Fest taking place June 29th this Saturday. I'm going to have to watch it later because I will be at the Ring of Honor tapings in Philadelphia. But it's taking place from Daytona Beach, Florida, and it will be broadcasting on the Bleacher Report. So it is AEW and CEO, which is a gaming company, the Community Effort Orlando fighting game event. So in the pre-show, we'll just get right to it. Alex Jabali is the guy who started CEO, and he's going to be taking on Michael Nakazawa in a hardcore match. What do you think about this?
I think Michael's going over.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think so, too.
I think it would be a little, weird for the person, CEO, actually wins over.
I think they're going to put on a good match, though, because you've watched the stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
How they were supposed to have a match, and he supposedly, Jabali, when he was training, got hurt and didn't get to. Yeah. He did the match anyway, but didn't get to do everything like he trained for. So he wanted to do it again, and like really show what he could do.
Yeah, I don't think any person that's not an established wrestler should be an established wrestler. Me personally.
Yeah.
Under any circumstances. So even when he loses, if they put on a good match, he'll still get over.
Yeah, and he's with a guy that he's worked with before, and a guy that Kenny respects and would put him with that guy. So this is going to be on the pre-show or the buy-in again, as they're calling it. So I'm gonna go with Nakazawa. You going with Nakazawa as well?
Yeah.
All right, so we got two other pre-show or buy-in matches. number 1 is going to be Kylie Ray, Smiley Kylie Ray, against Leva Bates with Peter Avalon, so the 2 librarians. So she'll be taking on the librarian Leva Bates. I'm going to go with Kylie in this one. Kylie lost the Fatal 4-Way. I think she is one of those girls that they're going to really be pushing. I think Leva is in the librarian role, a little bit more of a comedy role for them right now. Not to say that she's not going to eventually break out of that, which I do think those 2 are going to eventually be a tag team, and they're going to do some mixed stuff with AEW. That's my prediction. But I'm thinking they really want to push Kylie, so I'm going with Kylie.
Yeah, she's basically supposed to be the real Bailey, right? That's what Cody was pushing. Yeah, so I'll go with her also.
How did you feel about her performance the first night, the first show, Double or Nothing?
I like it. I feel like they got a little overshadowed by, the
finish.
Not only
that was up to 6 minutes.
Awesome Con.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they all had a good showing. But I mean, when you look at the women's division, you already know that Britt Baker is the girl that they're running with. So yeah, she's dope.
She's one of them. I think Kylie's going to be right there with them too.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's, and let's not forget that eventually we're going to get Brandy mixing herself in there.
But you know the real feud that's going to happen?
What?
Brandy and Sasha.
Yeah. Well, they got. Let's not forget Yuka Sakazaki, who's like the magic girl. I really liked her.
Fuck.
And then Rio is the other one I really like too. And they're both
dope.
going to have a match too.
Yeah, they're dope.
But you going with Kylie as well?
I think their women's division is very solid.
Their women's division is really good.
Yeah, it's definitely good.
From what I've seen so far.
They're all different, so that's something awesome.
You going with Kylie though?
Yeah.
I'm writing these down. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do something with these eventually someday.
Yeah.
So we have. I like this. So they announced that they're gonna when they go on TNT that they're gonna do an AEW World Tag Team Championship tournament.
Say it again.
They're gonna do an AEW World Tag Team Championship tournament.
Why is tournaments great, Casey?
Because they allow people to showcase their skills. They allow people that you wouldn't know get to take on someone of much higher stature, like Private Party taking on the Young Bucks, let's say, something like that.
And they make shit feel more important.
You have just like in you have the underdog story. You have guys like maybe Private Party. They're going to be ranked low. Maybe they win this match and then they get a first round bye, and then they're automatically have an edge on people. You know what I mean? So it's the best friends, Chuck Taylor and Trent Barretta, taking on SoCal Uncensored, Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian, taking on Private Party of Mark Quinn, right? Is his name Mark Quinn or Mark Queen?
I think it's Quinn.
Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy. So
I'm
the winner of this gets the first round bye.
I'm gonna say Private Party. SoCal can't win it all. Maybe Best Friends. It's between Best Friends and Private Party. If I'm Private Party, I'll say put them over, give them their nice little debut. They feel good on this free televised show that they have. So I would go with Private Party.
Well, I would too, because I think
because
if you read it, it says winners advance to All Out for an opportunity at a first round bye. Yeah. So whoever wins this will face someone else clearly for a first round bye. So I think it would be smart to have Private Party because a lot of people don't know these guys.
Exactly.
A lot of people are like, oh, they're going to book their friends to win. Although Best Friends, they showed what they can do too. So I'm going to go with Best Friends here. You going Private Party?
I'm going to go with Private Party because nothing wrong with a Private Party on Daytona Beach, baby.
I'm going with Best Friends just because I don't think they're ultimately going to get that first round bye, but I think whoever they face eventually could. But I think it would be interesting to see, though, because SoCal Uncensored is going to be featured just about everywhere. And I feel like because they're already, again, Christopher Daniels is fighting Shima later. So you got Private Party. I'm going Best Friends because I love Chucky.
You want to know my favorite tag team? And obviously outside of the Young Bucks?
Lucha Brothers?
They're dope, too. I love the Dark Order.
Yeah. I hope they show up, too.
I'm fucking with them.
They might get that first round bye, dude.
I'm fucking with them.
All right. So, let's get to the card now. Yuka Sakazaki versus Riho versus Nyla Rose in a triple threat match. Who you got? The Magic
Sakazaki.
You got the Magic Girl going over? I'm going with Riho. Because I really liked what she saw. I think she's really young. I think, if I'm not mistaken, she's only like 20, 19, something like that. So, I really liked what I saw out of both of those girls in that six-man match. And Nyla Rose is just a beast. But again, I think she might be at a disadvantage with the numbers game here because they can take her out and then focus on having more of a one-on-one match and getting the win themselves. I think that might have been what also cost Nyla in the first match. So I'm going with Riho. Christopher Daniels versus Shima. Interesting.
Shima.
You on the same match? You on the same page as me?
Listen, it's Master versus the teacher.
Yeah, Master got to whoop that ass.
Gotta whoop that ass.
Because what? SoCal won.
SoCal won like everything.
Well, SoCal won at Double or Nothing.
They're undefeated.
So I feel like in a singles match, I feel like Chris Daniels has even said he's been doing a lot of singles matches, so he has to get back, or a lot of tag team matches lately, so he has to get back to singles competition.
Keywords.
So I think Shima's going to get the upper hand on him, and I really think they want to showcase him too, because they've talked about how much of a legend he is and how respected he is, and people in the U.S. don't even really know him.
Listen, when you put over someone, and it's with meaning, with purpose, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
And you got to listen to keywords that they say. He's been tagging, so he's probably used to tagging. He's probably not used to going to singles right now. Meanwhile, he's been doing singles matches, and he's the teacher, first place. So yeah, I'm gonna go with him.
All right. Adam Page versus Jimmy Havoc versus Jungle Boy versus MJF.
I love this match. I love each and every one of them.
I think this is gonna steal the show.
I fucking love each and every one of them. I'm a big fan of Jungle Boy. I'm a big fan of Hangman Page. Hangman's actually over there somewhere. I love MJF. I think MJF is the best promo in WWE in the world today.
Jungle Boy is doing his thing. Him and
Jungle
Luchasaurus
Boy
are
and
really,
Luchasaurus.
really
I think,
awesome.
oh my God, they put them in the tag division.
I was just gonna say, put them in the tag division eventually.
God, best tag division in the world. But yeah, I'm gonna go MJF on this one.
You going MJF? I'm going with Jungle Boy.
That'll be a good feel-good moment.
I feel like Adam doesn't need to win. He's already in that championship match.
You don't.
It's not a singles match, so he doesn't have to get pinned.
Yeah.
I think MJF mouthing off too much. I think Jungle Boy is gonna maybe have a little help from Luchasaurus maybe in this match. Maybe use his quickness to get up on somebody and kind of opportunistically roll somebody up.
You're so
get a
fucking
win.
dope.
So I'm gonna go with Jungle Boy. Because I feel like that's another guy that they really want to push. I don't disagree with you with MJF at all, but I think like if he loses this match, he has an excuse. Let's say Jungle Boy pins Jimmy Havoc. MJF has an excuse to bitch about it because he never lost and all that stuff. So I feel like...
All right, I'm going to go with Jungle.
Nah, you could stay. You could stay with MJF. You don't have to agree with me. But I'm glad I talked you into it.
No, I love Jungle Boy. I just feel like MJF is probably having the bag. Yeah. But I do love Jungle.
This is a WWE, man. It's who knows who can win.
I love Jungle
Boy.
It'll be a dope moment for him, especially, after he's going through with his father, rest in peace. And, yeah, so, I mean, either way, either one of those.
I put MJF down because that's who you said.
Yeah, that's fine. Either one.
Well, here's the thing. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't
it could
know.
go anyway. Like, you know what I
Jimmy
mean?
for a fuck, we know.
It could go anyway.
For real, Jimmy is probably the only one that probably people really don't know the most.
Jimmy and Jungle Boy, probably.
Yeah, Jimmy and Jungle Boy.
No, Jungle Boy probably because people know Jimmy Havoc.
Yeah.
People over here know fucking Jimmy fucking Havoc. I know how crazy that motherfucker is. People watch MLW. People go to those progress shows.
Yeah.
He's been working a lot in the U.S. this year.
This is a big moment for Jung. But I know Jimmy was injured for a while, and I know Jungle was doing a lot of shit. He was getting a lot of steam, being as though with Luchasaurus.
I think those guys got a lot to prove, and I think they're gonna prove it in this match.
That's just dope.
Let's go with another big time matchup. Two fucking crazy people, Jon Moxley and Joey Janela in a non-sanctioned match.
I want Joey to win, but I know he's not going to win.
I'm going with Mox.
Mox definitely.
Rest in peace, Joey.
Mox not losing at all.
Rest in peace, Joey. After this fucking
try to kill him.
This is good. This could be like brutal. Like you saw Hangman and Joey at All In, so I feel like it's going to be to the levels of that. Maybe a little bit more because we know how crazy Mox can get. Yeah. Adam Page is not exactly a deathmatch type wrestler. Mox used to be. Joey Janela is. So
how the fuck
they're very hardcore matches. So
why would you sign up for shit like that? I was watching a documentary of Joey when he went off the top of the building through that shit. Say he almost lost his thumb and all this other shit. It was like, fam, like why?
We both agree though.
Like why? But Mox for sure.
He can't lose his first match, man. He can't.
He's not.
and not to
He's
Joey.
not even losing.
Joey's gonna have his time. I feel like
he's
Joey's
not even losing to Kenny.
Joey's gonna be that guy for a while where he's just gonna get beat the fuck up, and people are gonna respect the shit out of him. He's gonna be like their Mankind, their Mick Foley.
Yeah.
People are just gonna respect the fuck out of him, no matter what he wins or doesn't win.
You think Kenny
Same
gotta
with
lay
Jimmy,
down?
too.
You think Kenny gotta lay down again and take one for the team and lose the Mox? Take 2 L's back to back.
I do actually. I think it's part of the storyline.
Yeah.
Because everyone expects Kenny, the hottest guy, to come in here and win everything. That's what everyone thinks. Oh, they're gonna make Kenny the world champion. No, they have him lose on first night. Oh, Mox came in. Well, Mox already won. Nope, they have him lose again. I think Kenny wants that struggle story.
Yeah.
Because people are expecting them to push him.
It's nothing to look forward to when you do
Exactly.
Yeah.
What a great come on. Think about Cody up here, Mox up here, Paige up here, Jericho up here. They're all in the main event. And Kenny's just down here struggling, and he knows he's better than all of them. But he can't beat them. But he can't beat. You know what I mean? Like he's sitting there. He's like, I know I'm better than these guys. I can't. Like I got to do something. And then he starts training and do stuff different. Like I feel like that would be a much better story than Kenny keeps winning all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like he knows that too. So
I want Darby to beat Cody.
Is that who you're picking?
I'm gonna pick Darby. Fuck it. Even though I know Cody's winning. I like Darby a lot.
I just want to be different, so I'm gonna say Cody.
You know Cody's winning. Cody's not losing to Darby. He's going to give Darby a good ass showcase and then, pat him
Again,
on the
because
back.
Darby will get over by putting on a great fucking match with Cody, and then Cody has to ride kind of hot going into this tag match against the or against the Young Bucks with his brother. So I'm gonna pick Cody here. You picking Darby? I think Darby. I've seen Darby have
he's fucking amazing.
The
match with him
Darby
and Mox was dope as fuck.
I saw him. When we were at the Northeast Wrestling, me, Pat, and Oscar. We saw it was Kenny versus Phoenix, and it was Penta versus Darby. It was fucking insane.
Did you see
And PCO almost killed himself that show too.
Did you see Mox and Darby?
I wasn't at that show.
You gotta check it out. It's on YouTube.
I'll
Was
check it out. I know people posted it, but
he was
that was
handcuffed
last year,
and
the one we went
tied, and he did a fucking suicide dive.
Who, Darby?
Yeah, with his
I
hands
believe
tied.
it. I believe it.
Like, what the fuck?
And that him and who the fuck was it? His tag team partner. Shit. I forget who it was, but at the Evolve show I went to, him and his tag team partner had a fucking classic match. Too.
Yeah.
I can't remember his fucking name. I'll remember it as soon as we get out of here.
Then the main event.
So the main event is going to be the Elite, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, taking on the Lucha Brothers, Pentagon Jr., and Rey Fénix, Animo, and Zero Miedo. And their tag team partner choosing Laredo Kid. How you feel about this?
It's gonna be wow. It's gonna be crazy. But
Laredo Kid,
the Elite,
who is right now the World Cruiserweight Champion AAA and the World Trios Champion AAA. Sorry. For people who did not know.
What the fuck is that outside?
There's a dog or a kid. Either a dog or a kid. I don't know.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Elite on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I too will be going with the Elite.
Kenny got to win something.
Kenny does need to win something.
Yeah.
So we're both agreeing.
And the
on
Bucks
Elite.
just lost the titles.
Laredo Kid, the Elite have worked together many times. Laredo Kid, Pentagon Jr., Phoenix. I don't know how many times they've worked together, so probably a lot. But for my argument's sake, I'm going to say not that much.
It's gonna be crazy.
So I'm going to go with the Elite on this one. So we're divided on some of them here, so it'll come down to some of them.
Yeah.
I'll keep that one in the books because we're both closely paying attention to AEW. The next, you have anything else you want to say about AEW?
They're fucking amazing. 173,000 people try to buy tickets from All Out. That's insane.
I will be there, my friend.
You would definitely be there.
I will be in the building.
I'm
so
gonna
for
tell
you,
from firsthand, it's nothing like you ever experienced before when you go there. And we're gonna
I love
revisit.
Chicago because this will be my third year in a row, or 3 of the last 4 years I've gone to Chicago, so this will be my third out of the last 4 years.
Atmosphere is different from anything you've ever been at.
Oh, I'm sure. I can't wait because the NXT takeover Philly was like something I've never been to. WrestleMania this year was good. I'm just expecting a whole nother fucking world, man.
It's completely
I'm expecting
different.
A whole nother world.
Even when
I will
break
be
down
there.
the numbers.
I will be staying in Hoffman Estates,
Yeah.
wherever this place is. Like I'm literally 5 minutes from the building, so if anyone wants to like hang out, come find me and
Casey.
Kiff. What's up?
I'm gonna tell you one more time.
What?
Even out of 137,000, a quarter of those people actually went to Mania. These are different.
Oh, I
people.
know.
This shit is
I fucking know, bro.
it's
I know.
fucking insane. Like
I know.
I get goosebumps thinking about Cody and Nick when the bell rung and they had a standing ovation in that fucking building. It was something completely different. Even after the fact, how cool people were. It was an older crowd. It wasn't no kids like that.
Yeah, that's why I'm like excited for it, because it's for people that like appreciate
like
this
us.
shit.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's
and I can't
insane.
wait to fucking go, dude. Because
Yeah.
like, so the story. Here's the story. You want to hear the story? You probably know the story.
I know the story. Please.
So I was part of all that 100 whatever people. Like I'm on there 45 minutes before, and I'm already 13,000 in line. So I'm at 13,000, thinking, oh, I'm in a good spot. They hold 10. Like some people probably won't get the tickets they want. They want to get out. Little did I forget, like, 5,000 people will probably get tickets because they're buying 2. You know what I mean? So I'm holding out hope though. I'm on my phone, my laptop. My girl's on her phone trying to get it. So the queue's coming down and down and down. We're getting closer. 30 minutes. We're 20 minutes away from getting it. 15 minutes away. We're about 10 minutes away from being our number. Sorry, all tickets sold out. I'm like, fuck. Well, I guess I'm not going, right? Little do I know,
$400 for
Little do I know, my fucking fiance, shout out to her, called her my girlfriend before, she's my fiance, shout out to her, goes behind my back, buys tickets anyway. So asked Kif to go with me, so me and Kif will be there.
Go.
So the next day she did that shit. So she's the best.
And
she knew how fucking bad I wanted to go.
Is she responsible for that t-shirt?
She's also responsible for this t-shirt. So. She's great. She never liked wrestling really before she met me. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate got her into wrestling, and I was lucky enough to be able to repay her with meeting Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate last year when we went to Chicago. So
it's amazing.
You know how we are.
You know I love my guys, the lads.
Me too. Tyler winked at her, and she'll never let me forget that.
Yeah.
Nice lads those guys are, especially Trent Seven. Great guy, Trent Seven.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so I'll be there unexpectedly. I went from being pissed I wasn't going to holy shit, I cannot fucking wait.
Real quick, how do you feel about the? I don't know if you're watching or not, but you seen Pete and was going at it with Walter and his team and
Imperium.
How
I've actually recently been watching the last like 3 or 4 weeks. Yeah.
You feel like Walter's reign so far?
I really like it. He just put on a really good match with Travis Banks this past week, I believe. Right? Was it Travis Banks?
Yeah, it was Travis.
I like the way they're going.
Spoiler alert! If this is a spoiler, I'll give you 5 seconds to move forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pete Dunne is on NXT. Like, it's reported. I've seen it.
Yeah.
He's up there now, officially. And he's going to go after the North American title.
I hope so.
And I'm guessing SummerSlam weekend, that's where they're headed to that. I can't see it being no other different from that.
Yeah. Welcome back.
I'm for it. Yeah, welcome back.
Welcome back from the spoilers.
Yeah.
But I've been watching UK and 205 a lot recently.
Yeah.
Because people complain. I watch everything, man. Don't think I shit on WWE and don't like WWE. I watch it all.
Yeah.
I try anyway. I've been watching, like, the Super Junior tournament was fucking phenomenal. Some of my favorite matches, like...
Let's get into that.
The Super Junior we just had?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Shingo is amazing.
Shingo, so right from night one, Shingo versus Sho was, in the main event, was a great match. Will was putting on match to match, like, against ELP, against Bushi, against Rocky Romero was awesome. The final against Shingo, holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
then Dragon Lee.
Then beating Dragon Lee like 3
Can we talk about that
later?
spot? No, that suicide dive that he caught.
The bullet?
Yeah. Oh my god.
That was
fucking
crazy.
insane.
But like, it just goes to show you, like so many people in there like can put on great matches. Like Taguchi is usually taken as like a funny guy, like doing the hip checks and stuff like that. But when he gets in there, like he's respected for a reason because he can fucking go. Like him and Yo had a great match, which I think was like night 2 or 3 or 4. I don't fucking know. It was early on in the tour, but like him and Yo had a really good match. I'm trying to think of some of my favorite matches. Bandito and it's been like a month now. I wish we were doing a whole bunch of shit, so like we didn't have time to.
Let's get into the G1. Some predictions for that.
All right, so let me break it down for you. So the G1 Climax will be getting started from Dallas, Texas, for the first time. It will be getting started from the United States of America on July 6th. The A block is going to be Kazuchika Okada, Kota Ibushi, Will Ospreay, Evil, Sonata, Zack Sabre Jr., Bad Luck Fale, Lance Archer, Kenta, and Hiroshi Tanahashi. That's a hell of a block. But, you know what else is a hell of a block? Block B. Juice Robinson, Tomohiro Ishii, Toru Yano, Goto, Jon Moxley, Taichi, Jay White, Naito, Jeff fucking Cobb, and Shingo Takagi.
Stacked.
These are pretty stacked. Like night one, like the night one from Dallas. If you want to just break down those matches because this is going to be the A block. You will get no Jon Moxley. Sorry, AEW not letting it happen, which is smart. Smart on their part.
I wouldn't either.
So it will be Kazuchika Okada taking on Hiroshi Tanahashi. You got the Ace taking on the Rainmaker. That's a hell of a night for show to kick off with your main event because that is a built-in storyline that you can just go with. That's a Cena Orton in WWE. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Cena CM Punk. Just throw it out there. It's built in.
At this point, I prefer to watch the commentary.
Better wrestling though.
Would you prefer to watch the commentary in Japan or English? I love Japan. When you watch New Japan, do you more so watch the English?
I like English because I can understand it,
right,
and I think Kevin Kelly does a really good job of like breaking down these guys and like what is actually going on in the ring. Like he does a good job of letting you know what's coming up for these guys and what they might be looking ahead of, like what they just came off of, like
they definitely do
what
great.
Their story is, their accomplishments are, like, and they're not. He knows the moves. You know what I mean? He knows all the moves, and no matter who he has with him, usually they can hold their own as well. Whether it's Rocky Romero, it's Delirious, whoever the hell it is. You know?
Yeah, I feel that. It's just something about that whole full Japan experience when they were like,
With Milano?
They would be snapping over there.
So that's not the only fucking awesome match we're gonna get that night. We're gonna get Kota Ibushi versus Kenta. Kenta's first match.
Wow.
In New Japan.
Wow. Who's your pick to win it all?
Well, I want to break down
Once we break it down.
each block. So from A block, it's tough because there's 4 guys I would pick out of there. I like to narrow it down between 4 guys and then pick between those 4 guys. So A block, it's Okada, Ibushi, Ospreay. See, it's fucking tough. I would have to go Tanahashi, Ospreay, Ibushi, and Okada. No, fuck, because I want to put Kenta in there too. But it's Kenta's. See how tough it is, bro? Just this block? Because I don't think Ospreay's going to win it on his first try. Not in this stacked fucking thing we got. But I have to look at it this way. I think they might go Tanahashi, Mox, maybe. Or no, they're going to go Tanahashi, Jericho, I think, for Wrestle Kingdom. So that's out for me. That's what I think. Ospreay, now that Kenta's there, I think they might go Kenta Ospreay at Wrestle Kingdom. That's a match ready to happen. Do you agree?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's what I would say. There's been rumors it's going to be Okada, Mox maybe at Wrestle Kingdom. I don't think Mox is going to win this tournament, which would mean Okada would have to win this tournament, maybe. But I'm going to go a different way here, and I'm going to pick Ibushi.
I think Ibushi is my pick.
Yes, I'm picking Ibushi. That's the thing here is there's so many different guys that have different story. Kenta, his first G1. Mox, his first G1. Takagi, who's been on a fucking roll. Juice has been on a roll. Kenta, like I said, we don't know what to expect from him. Ospreay's been on a roll. Tanahashi's been bothered by that elbow a lot in a lot of recent matches. Okada just came off a match against Jericho, which people were complaining wasn't his best match, so he's got something to prove. Ibushi, is he healthy after taking on Naito in that match that kind of beat up both of those guys? Naito, now the champion again, he wants that other championship that has eluded him. He wants to face Okada and win. So, a lot of guys in there.
Jay White wants to get
Jay White, yeah. See what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I just think that A block is stacked. Zack Sabre Jr., Kenta, Ospreay, Tanahashi, Ibushi, Okada. And Evil and Sonata can't be taken lightly either. The only guy... All right, I'm making a prediction here. I think Lance Archer is going to get taken out and Suzuki will be placed in this. Because I want Suzuki... I feel like Suzuki wants to be in this really bad.
Yeah.
And everyone wants Suzuki to be in this really bad. I feel like the only guy that doesn't really fit in here, for me, Ishii makes sense, Taichi makes sense, Yano, Goto, Archer. It's Archer for me. I feel like Suzuki's going to take him out. And
How is Suzuki not in this and going?
I don't know. He's kind of been bitching about it. He says they're running out of time, so we'll see.
Who's in the B?
Who's going to win the whole thing? Is that what do you mean?
Yeah, who you think is gonna?
I'm going to Bushi.
Bushi.
I got to go with Bushi. I'm going to say Bushi wins A block, and I'm going to go... You know who I really want to win B block? Jeff Cobb.
Yeah, did we go through the B block?
Yeah, we did. It's
Okay.
Juice, Mox, Ishii, Goto, Takagi, Naito, Jay White, Mox, Yano. I would love Jeff to win that. Cobb or Takagi are my picks, but I know they're going to go with a guy higher up like Jay White or Mox or Naito, something like that.
Yeah,
So it's tough.
it's definitely tough. I'm
It's
looking
really
forward to
tough.
it.
And it will culminate, the finals will be Monday, August 12th, where you'll have the A block winner taking on the B block winner. You got a lot of champions in this, too. Okada, IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Ospreay Junior Champion. Ishii is the never openweight champion. Mox is the U.S. champion. So don't forget, if they get pinned, whoever pins them can have a shot at them later on. So this could also set up further matches.
My
later
final
on down the
my
road.
final question before we end this dope ass podcast.
Wait, I want to preview one more thing too. But
Yeah.
ask away.
Do you think that the junior heavyweight championship will ever headline Wrestle Kingdom?
I don't know. Yes,
Because I think
because they're
Ospreay's
gonna have
making it a
two
goal.
nights, and I think it'll be the first night.
Yeah, he's Will Ospreay.
If that counts, because they're doing two nights, I think it could headline the first night.
right.
Does that count as an answer?
Guess so. Yeah.
Because I just think, what other match would you have? What other title would you have maybe as a main event of the first night? You know,
Right.
you need a match to draw everybody in. So I would say that if they're doing this two night thing, I would think maybe the junior or maybe a Jericho Tanahashi might main event that first night.
Mm.
Last thing from me. Ring of Honor Best in the World pay-per-view tonight, Baltimore, Maryland. Actually, it's going to start a few hours from now. Are you going to be watching?
No.
No? I know you've been off on it. I'll probably watch tomorrow before I head to the show tomorrow night because the tapings will be in Philadelphia. Because
Trying to watch.
there's been rumors that someone's going to join the, there is a fourth man joining the Villain Enterprises, so I want to find out who it is. They do a lot of that stuff in Philadelphia, so that's why I feel like that's where Villain Enterprises was formed. So I feel like they might let us know in Philadelphia who the fourth member is. Just saying. Just saying.
Trying to watch Ring of Honor to me right now is like trying to watch Raw or SmackDown. It's extremely hard for me to watch.
See, I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, I'm invested in certain people. So, like, I really like, obviously, Villain Enterprises right now.
I love them. But they put everything on YouTube now.
I really like Kenny King right now. I don't know if you followed any Kenny King shit with Jay Lethal, but he's always being on commentary for Jay's matches. Like,
I
he's
seen
been
that before.
blind. Like,
It
he
was
pretends
funny.
he's blind
Yeah,
from
yeah,
what
that
Jay
was-
did
that
to
was
him.
fine.
So, it's pretty funny.
Is
and
Matt
now they're
still
finally
champion?
who?
Matt Taven?
Yes, he's going to be taking on Jeff Cobb tonight.
Oh, okay.
That's why the matchups are exciting tonight. Like, there could be championship changes that could lead to really good things. That's why, like, if I tell you who the two championships are facing, like, Matt Taven's taking on Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb wins. I really like the way Ring of Honor is going to go because
I
we
like
both
Jeff
have
Cobb.
agreed that he is a future world champion. He
I like
just
Jeff
lost.
Cobb. I like Roosh.
Yeah. So Shane Taylor is taking on Bandito in a world television championship match.
I
So
like
Bandito
Bandito.
could win the TV championship. If
All right,
those
you
two
selling me on it.
guys,
You selling me on
if
it.
those two guys win, Ring of Honor could be flip flop right back into a great
Yeah,
spot.
you're selling me on it.
Like we said, I think that they lost a lot of people at the MSG show with their booking of certain matches. That's how I felt. I don't think that any of these guys have been the problem. I think it's the way they book certain things because Roosh has been fucking hot, and he's going to be taking on Flip Gordon. And that match, I think, is the pre-show that they're going to be streaming live on Facebook and stuff. So that match is going to be something because they're promoting the hell out of it, and they're trying to get people back involved. I think this show is going to be that catapult to them because they see what NXT UK is doing. They see what New Japan's doing. They see what NXT's doing, AEW. They can't fall away and not put up a fucking fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, tonight's the night. You start off with a killer match with Flip Gordon and Roosh. Like, you have Bandito and Jeff Cobb, two of the best wrestlers and two of their best guys they have, win their championships. You have Villain Enterprises come out with the fourth member. They're taking on Lifeblood and PJ Black, so that's going to be a really good match. Nick Aldis was supposed to team with Colt Cabana, so that's another thing. Colt Cabana and Nick Aldis were supposed to take on the Briscoe brothers. Who do you think will replace Colt Cabana? I'm going to say Willie Mack. I don't know.
I like Willie Mack.
I like Willie Mack. Jay Lethal versus Kenny King. The only match I don't really like the Allure. If they had the beautiful people, Mandy Leon, don't really like them. But I like Kelly Klein. Dragon Lee and Dalton Castle should be all right. Silas Young versus Jonathan Gresham in a Pure Rules match, which I'm not too sure what that is, but it'll be interesting, all right? Have I sold you?
You showed me.
Okay.
You getting a check for Ring of Honor?
I am not getting a check from any of these people. I hate WWE because I talked about Ring of Honor and brought them up tonight. I hate them all. I hate AEW too because I brought them up. I love wrestling people. That's why I'm excited. I'm talking about it. I know there's Ring of Honor fans that hate that people don't talk about Ring of Honor. So
And go Sixers. I said it before.
go Sixers all the time. But one more thing. So TV tapings tomorrow night, Saturday night, the 29th in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I will be there if you guys want to come out and have a good time with us. The Briscoe brothers is the match I'm looking for. The Briscoes are taking on the other brothers of Roosh and Dragon Lee. So brothers versus brothers. Flip Gordon's going to be taking on Marty Scurll, apparently, which should be a good match as always. Dalton Castle versus Jeff Cobb versus John Gresham versus Kenny King in a four-corner survival match. Silas Young versus Josh Woods. Rhett Titus versus Shane Taylor. And Coast to Coast will also be wrestling. And a women's match between Angelina Love, Jenny Rose, Tasha Steeles, and Stella Gray. So I'm excited for that. The winner of that gets a number one contender shot at the Women of Honor World Championship. And I'm hoping we get a killer fourth man from Villain Enterprises. I'm picking Mark Haskins to be the fourth man.
You see on YouTube when he was like, when he tried to get Joey Janela, and he said, well, what the fuck is AEW?
Yeah.
It's too funny, man.
So I put up, if you guys haven't checked it out on YouTube a couple weeks ago, I put the top 10 people to join Villain Enterprises. So I'm interested to see if any of my picks are in there. I had Vinny. I'm thinking Mark Haskins was on my list, as was Vinny Marcellia. So we'll see.
That right there is a fucking wrestling show. You're welcome.
Anyway, that's it. Watch all this shit that's going on this weekend. Have fun, guys. Go Sixers.